This isn't just a lawsuit, it's a potential seismic shift inside NASCAR's competitive core, because right now, a judge has just opened the door to fast-track evidence that could decide whether one of the sport's top minds crossed a line or got trapped in a power play. And what comes out in the next few days could change everything. Here's what just happened. Fast and clean, Joe Gibbs Racing and Chris Gabehart went to court over a high-stakes legal fight tied to his move towards Spire Motorsports. The judge approved expedited discovery, but with limits. That means investigators can dig into Gabehart's personal devices immediately, but Spire Motorsports is mostly off limits for now. Both sides also get targeted access to each other's internal communications. The bigger hearing delayed because what they find in the next few days could decide the entire case. This didn't come out of nowhere. Gabehart wasn't just another employee. He was deeply embedded in the competitive brain of Joe Gibbs Racing strategy analytics internal systems. This is elite-level NASCAR intelligence. Now JGR believes sensitive data may have followed him, or at minimum been accessed during a critical transition window. On the flip side, Gabehart's camp is arguing he followed the terms of his contract and may have legally triggered a shortened non-compete clause. That clause is everything. If he properly notified JGR about role inconsistencies and gave them time to fix it, his non-compete could shrink to just 1 week. If not, JGR wants to keep him sidelined for 18 months. That's not just legal, it's competitive warfare. This is where things get serious. The judge didn't greenlight a full investigation. She surgically narrowed it, and that tells you something. The court sees potential risk, but not enough yet to go all in. Now look at the strategy from both sides. Joe Gibbs Racing's angle, they're trying to prove data exposure or misuse, not necessarily that Spire used it yet, but that Gabehart had access, possession, or intent. That's key, because in legal terms, you don't need proven usage, just possession can be enough. And there are red flags. A Google Drive syncing activity tied to a folder labeled Spire, late night searches about indemnification right after internal calls, access to a file called Project Howler before and after a private meeting. Individually, maybe nothing. Together, that starts to form a pattern. Now Gabehart's risk, his credibility took a hit in court. There was confusion, then contradiction about whether all devices had been forensically preserved. The judge openly questioned it. That's dangerous because in cases like this, trust and transparency matter as much as evidence. If the court starts doubting your side, every explanation gets harder to sell. Meanwhile, Spire's strategy is crystal clear. Distance, they've signed Gabehart to an NDA, claimed they don't need JGR data due to other technical alliances. Stayed mostly outside this expedited discovery. That's smart positioning. Because if this turns into a data misuse case, Spire wants zero fingerprints on anything questionable. This is where it splits. Some fans are saying this is classic corporate overreach, teams protecting power and punishing movement. Others are looking at the details and thinking there's way too much smoke here for there to be no fire. Media insiders, they're locked in on one thing, that forensic gap with the unimaged computer. Because if something turns up there, this entire case flips instantly. The expedited discovery finds nothing concrete, no usable data, no violations. The non-compete shrinks to 1 week, and Gabehart steps fully into his new role without restriction. That's a massive win and a statement about mobility in NASCAR leadership. Worst case scenario, digital evidence shows access, transfer, or even possession of sensitive JGR data. At that point, injunction likely granted, Gabehart sidelined long-term potential financial penalties, and if Spire gets pulled deeper into it, this escalates into a full-blown organizational crisis. So here's the real question. Is this a case of a team protecting its competitive secrets or a power move to stop a rival from gaining ground? Because what comes out of this discovery window could redraw the lines of how talent moves in NASCAR. Drop your take below. Who's in the right here? And if you want breakdowns that go deeper than headlines, hit subscribe.